Indiana Hoosiers. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
Sorry. I think the next step is an outro video.
Yes.
Because you're going to see it at the end of the show, and we're like, oh, peace out, go Hoosiers. Then we're just standing there for like 5 seconds. We're just like.
Get a cool pose. Yeah, no, the outro music. We got a couple cool things coming down the pipe. We have a partnership that I won't disclose yet because we need to do some compliance things, me and you. But that'll be either next live show or next Tuesday. We'll be able to talk about that, which is super, super exciting. But yeah, it is the Larry Bird revenge game. It is Indiana State traveling to Indiana. We will get to all that in a second. I want to start kind of with this. I usually tweet everything out. I didn't tweet out my appearance on the college football show with Mark Rogers last night. I appeared on his show, number 12, I believe it is. So if you go to his channel, The Voice of College Football, go to the live shows, you'll be able to find that. Basically explain to him that I'm not embarrassed by Indiana's non-conference schedule and that I'm just really enjoying the ride as a Hoosier fan. So if you want to check out that appearance, head over to Mark's channel. Definitely give that a listen.
Definitely plug up Keezer. Get those clicks up for him. Plug my boy up.
Yeah, somebody. Got first person ever told me to get a real job today. Like, what do they think I'm doing day to day?
Who did
that? Some rando on Twitter, some Illinois fan. The haters want the satisfaction of us talking about Illinois this week, but nay, they get nothing. We're gonna start with some smoke. We'll get into Indiana State, but the most important thing that came out literally just a couple of hours ago was gearing up the whole start of the show to talk about Lewis Moore's court appearance. We mentioned it on Sunday morning. He was supposed to appear tomorrow. It was going to be the next round of eligibility hearings for him. I'm not sure exactly what legal thing happened in between then and today, but we got the announcement today that there's another TRO or whatever type, or TRE, whatever that exemption's called. And so Lewis Moore now has eligibility through September 20th, and the hearing is now the 24th. So why is that significant? September 20th, Illinois is going to travel to Indiana. So at the very least, if the NCAA is going to keep playing this game with Lewis Moore, he's eligible for the next 2 weeks. So that is
what's important is that he's here for the Indiana State game is probably the biggest thing here. Yeah, that's the next game, right? I do find it weird that they keep on extending him for 2 weeks at a time. Like, what is this? So like we're getting a little hot streak, and then they're like, oh, Louis out.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of very funny responses, and I wish I had the tweet sitting in front of me, but it's just like scrolling through the timeline. It was just, I felt like every good Hoosier account had a good one, but somebody was like, just 8 more of these, and we have Lewis Moore for the season or something like that. Or like 4 more of these, and Lewis Moore is good for the year. It's just like the fact that they're like choosing to play games basically with Lewis Moore when there are insane eligibility cases that they've either let slide or aren't dealing with, and it's just like I'm glad he's able to play for the next 2 weeks. I'm especially glad he's able to be on the field for Indiana State because we're going to need him. And it sucks that thing is still weighing over his head, but hopefully this gives his legal team enough time to put together a good defense and kind of put this thing to bed for good.
Yeah, what if they just keep extending him because he's won the last 2 helmet stickers, being on trial. Could be good for him. Just keep extending him. Don't keep him on his toes. Keep him playing well. It could be your last game, Louis. I kind of like him having that fire to him when he's playing. But yeah,
every game could be your last game.
All jokes aside, definitely would like that resolved as soon as possible. I don't think it's a distraction for the team, but it's definitely a distraction for Louis, and he's doing a great job of avoiding it affecting his play. If anything, it's elevating it. So yeah, he's taking it in stride and doing his thing.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. We got a little bit of an injury update. McCarthy is still day-to-day. We're not sure if he's going to punt this weekend. I would lean towards probably not.
What is up with these special team injuries, man? Every year. They're skipping out on stretching these guys. Someone's got to keep an eye on them.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say before I lost my train of thought. In Sig's presser yesterday, he talked about the need to get lined up faster, and he put honestly a lot of the blame on the safeties, which I thought was pretty interesting. We closed Sunday's show talking about maybe Jamari Sharp wasn't in the best position. And maybe we got to peel back a little bit of the criticism of Jamari Sharp. We're not watching the film. We don't know the calls. We're not sure exactly who is responsible for busted coverages. So, to hear Sig call out the safeties, we know Signetti likes to put players who are playing well on blast. It's a good way to target the rest of your room. But I thought that was pretty interesting. He went out of his way to signal those guys out.
Yeah, no, it's a great call out because we did notice that, Jamari was kind of left on an island a couple times. And, we don't know what the play calls are. We just kind of see what they look like, the result of the play. And, it made Jamari Sharp look bad for sure. But, yeah, maybe it wasn't necessarily his fault. We're big Jamari Sharp fans. We're fans of Tutu. He's got the track speed, the length. Like, we're big fans of him. Tons of potential there. He's been in the program since Tom Allen, so couldn't be more happy for his success. But yeah, Sig might be trying to fire up some people in that DB room. I think they've been playing okay in terms of like their turnovers uptick from last year. I'd say at this point in the season, a little too many yards for my liking against Kennesaw State, especially considering that it wasn't even Dexter in there as the Owens kid. It was interesting. Amos? I thought his name was Owens. Anyways, we threw Kennesaw State out. Their other quarterback was in, and he was still able to eat on him a little bit and get up to like 160. So, we'd like to see that shirt up because Altmaier's coming to town in 2 weeks. But first,
Indiana State.
Kurt Mallory is coming to town.
Mallory comes to town first. Yeah. Yeah, that game is going to be on a Friday night, by the way. So Kurt Signetti's radio show moved up to Wednesday. Good note for the people. But I kind of want to stop here for a second, Brad. Old Dominion might actually be like a pretty good football team. And I know Colton Joseph had those 2 long runs against Indiana. So you look at his QB rush total, I think it's 297 or something like that. And you know where a lot of those yards came from. But at the same time, that's a team with a really tricky defense. They're well coached. They don't flinch under pressure. That's going to be a really tough matchup for Virginia Tech this weekend. And people spent the summer bashing Indiana's non-conference schedule, and based on the brands they played against, maybe they're correct. But Kennesaw State's going to be better than people thought they were. This Old Dominion team might be really good. And so Indiana's strength of schedule might, in terms of all the metrics we spent the summer and the winter, bashing and saying, don't pay attention to these because they won't give Indiana credit. Those metrics might end up making Indiana look better.
At least from ODU. I mean, I'm not going to bank on Kennesaw State for helping out our strength of record or strength of schedule toward the end of the year, but I called it in the preview. Old Dominion's a legit threat in the Sun Belt. And they're playing like it. They were able to beat up on a little FCS opponent last week and kind of look the part of a upper echelon Sun Belt team. And yeah, Colton Joseph is the perfect guy for that league. Dual threat, can make things happen because it's a chaos. It's not as skilled as the upper levels, so you need that dual threat. If you look at any of the James Madison quarterbacks that Signetti had, they're all dual threat guys. So he fits that mold in terms of what Signetti would look for in that league. So from that metric, Old Dominion's in a really good spot. And we already knew this was going to be their best team yet. Elite linebacker group too, as well. I'd say it stacks up to some Power 4 schools as well. Might even be better. If you were to rank that linebacker room in the Big Ten, they'd probably be middle of the pack, which is crazy for Old Dominion.
Look at ESPN's FPI rankings, and again, not to keep you have to take the FPI rankings with a grain of salt, right? Because when a team plays Indiana, they're going to tumble in the rankings. So ODU plays Indiana, they go down. ODU plays somebody else that's not Indiana, they go up, right? Kennesaw State plays Indiana, they go down. But they moved up probably slightly after they were neck and neck with Wake Forest. So it'll be interesting to see which way those move. That's why when people were tweeting out that Indiana State and Kennesaw State are pretty close together, it's well, one of them played Indiana, the other one hasn't played Indiana yet. So what's going to happen after that?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think Kennesaw State's better than Indiana State. That's just that's ludicrous.
Yes,
Indiana State is not a ranked FCS team. They're just not. We'll talk about them later. They are 2-0. We'll give them that. They got some good. They got a good coach. They got a good coach with some Indiana ties. We'll cover that later.
They are missing their starting quarterback, but yeah. I just think that ODU team is definitely being disrespected, and I mean, for my sake, I'd like to see them come out with a victory this weekend. That'd make Indiana look a lot better. Did you get a chance to see the Bison Rocky video?
Yeah, I did. He's such a goofball. That guy.
Dude.
way nail a bit, you know? That's what you want to see from a mascot. Guy that can. I want a little personality. I know the duck gets a ton of like flack, but at least he has some personality to him. He has a you know we're getting. You actually don't know,
pizzazz, little
which is
show
why
business.
like his whole shtick, right? Like he's an agent of chaos, loves
Guy's
beating up on other mascots, and you know I would love for that to be our guy. You know, I know it's for the kids at the end of the day, but you know, just punch the Boilermaker in the face.
Well,
Like,
what do you think he was training for, Brad? I mean, we had Jeremy Gray showing off his acting chops again, being Mickey the trainer. Like, what do you think Hoosier the Bison was training for in that montage, Brad? Like, it wasn't just to like look good in the mirror. Like, he's coming after these mascots.
Where's his first mascot matchup? Is it Iowa? Right? They have
a Hawkeye, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure about it.
I'm really not. I don't pay
It could
attention.
be the duck.
I didn't pay attention to Big Ten mascots because we didn't have one. But it honestly could be the duck. It might be the duck in the duck's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we might have to fight. He might have to fight the duck.
He might have to just.
That's my new thing. Actually, I want Hoosier the Bison to fight the duck.
Well, for
win or lose.
one time Pac-12 memory of the week was Pac-12 memory of the week was the Hoosier the Bison, or not Hoosier the Bison.
No, it was
the duck and
up on the Houston Cougar.
One
of my favorite videos ever. So funny. You guys don't leave the show, but you know, want to put on a little side thing on your phone.
A little second screen,
on double screen action, Duck versus Houston Cougar happened in like 07. I don't know, a long time ago. But yeah, iconic.
Pitt Hoosier says next year we play Howard the Bison.
Or
the Howard Bison.
I don't know if they have a mascot either. They don't have a whole lot of funding at those schools, to be honest.
The other debacle from this past week, Brad, and I can't believe we talked about it on Twitter, obviously, but we didn't talk about it, was the fact that the jerseys were printing with a 0 before the number.
Oh my God, that's a disaster class to the extreme. Like what?
They finally got it right.
All of them, right?
Yeah, you had eventually, and then the response from the bookstore originally was like, "This is how we were told to do it. These are correct."
You know, it comes a time when you have a job and it's just like, you know, like use some common sense, right? Like, have you ever seen 05 on a back of any jersey besides some wacko, ludicrous NBA jersey? Have you ever seen it? I guess, oddly enough, I think the Dodgers actually have a jersey like that. But besides any of that Nike bullshit.
You know the FUBU brand? People are calling it a FUBU jersey.
Yeah, honestly, like if I got one, I'd probably keep it just for the lore.
Exclusivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of one. Even though it sounds like it happened to a lot of people. So it
happened to at least 2 people.
One of one.
And then like Respectable Adam posted his, and he got a Surratt jersey, and you looked, and like the one on the shoulder had a black outline, and the font on the back was wrong, and it was just like fact that they exist are good, but it's just if you're gonna do it right, and if you're not gonna do it right, give the rights or the licensing to somebody who's gonna do it right, or people are just gonna go to whatever website overseas and like. People are making the child labor joke because they're like, is this really what the bookstore is going to do? Because I'm just going to go get my jersey from overseas. Like, how do you blame people if you're not going to give them like
you're not going to do it right? Don't do it at all. It's kind of my philosophy for life. So it's like, yeah, they should probably stop.
Figure that
out. Yeah, figure it out. Just figure it out. You know.
Nick Saban last week confirmed what we and most of the Big Ten has been saying for 6 months to a year now, that NIL has made the Big Ten the destination conference and that it has the slight edge over the SEC. I got to be honest, two things. I was a little surprised those comments came out from Nick Saban, and I was also very surprised the first place I saw those comments was on 3, and then I thought about it a little bit, and I'm not surprised I didn't see those comments anywhere on ESPN.
Why?
Why would you have somebody who sits on your biggest college football show say that the other brand is bigger and promote that everywhere? I don't know.
Don't you want bipartisan coverage?
Not when you have the TV contract. Which is why, like,
that shouldn't matter though, you know. Don't these guys like, you know how doctors like sign, like they like swear and like lawyers do that? Like, shouldn't that be same standards for like media? I don't know. Throw on American Idiot by Green Day. They'll explain the whole thing, you know. They'll explain it all. You know, one nation controlled by the media. It's all propaganda, you know.
Well, if you want to put on the
sucks because I am media. Like I'm like the anti-media. I don't know if that's like a niche that I'm trying to like.
Because you wear sunglasses inside, yeah.
Huh?
Well, if you want to put on the tinfoil hats a little bit, I'm gonna write about this. But Indiana,
tinfoil hat? I got it.
Illinois and Indiana was picked to be the night game. It's gonna be the NBC night game. The 3:30 NBC game is gonna be Notre Dame heading to Purdue. I bring that up to say there are a couple of different moving parts here that people are just going to have to bear with me for a second. But the first thing that ESPN did when they acquired the rights for WWE's pay-per-view was basically hand-in-hand announce an event that's going to be taking place in Indy the same day. So now in Indiana that day, you have Illinois and Indiana. You have Notre Dame and Purdue. And then in Indianapolis, you have WWE's WrestlePalooza, this thrown together event that they're using to counter program AEW and add another day for whatever. This isn't a wrestling show. I don't think it's an accident that ESPN, WWE is positioning themselves to challenge directly this contingent of AEW, Big Ten football, Indiana, Illinois, where if you believe it or not, the Khan family has connections to AEW wrestling and Illinois football. ESPN has this anti-Big Ten bias. I'm just saying there's a lot of
you're throwing the Khan family into this. I haven't even heard the Khan family be involved with the University of Illinois one time as long as I was a Jags fan.
Listen, I'm just saying when you do something like pull your biggest Indiana supporter off your college football show and put him on wrestling for the day when the show is in Indiana, when it's arguably the biggest college football weekend in the state of Indiana, alarm bells go off for me. The fact that Pat McAfee is going to be on WWE that night and not simulcasting or doing like some sort of thing for these big Indiana sports days, I don't know. Alarm bells are going off for me. We can take off the tinfoil hats now, but like when too many different things line up, it's hard for it to be a coincidence for me. And in one hand, it's good business, right? You take Pat McAfee and you put him on WWE, and you take all those would-be viewers he'd bring in, you try and put him on wrestling and not Indiana football. Like I get it, but there's something to this. There's something there.
I was shocked we didn't get Big Noon or CBS. You know, I was shocked because
I was a little surprised.
I went ahead
that's my point.
I got Peggy Goo tickets for that day. You know, now it's going to coincide. I'm going to have to sell them, which stinks.
Well, let me wrap this up. You know who lost the WWE pay-per-view rights or the WWE like PLE rights? Peacock, NBC.
Okay, that Colorado digs in the chat. He likes it. I don't hate it either.
It's a little loose. It's not as buttoned up as I'd like it to be, which is why I haven't been able to put it on paper yet. But I'm figuring it out. But the counter programming angle is real. The anti Big Ten agenda from ESPN is definitely real, and the way the Khan family loops into all of this with the Illinois and the Big Ten backing and the AEW wrestling, it's just there's a lot there for like I feel like a mini like Pablo Torre finds out type of deal, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, they didn't even announce a Big Noon kickoff for that week in the conference, and that's supposed to be exclusively Big Ten thing. Like I know the Big 12 sometimes gets theirs, but that once conference play happens, like that should be all Big Ten. based on the contract. I feel like I didn't read the terms. So it's a little weird that they didn't just throw, they gave the CBS spot to Michigan, Nebraska, which I'm like, okay, two big brands on CBS. I fuck with it. I fuck with the vision. Throw Tennessee and Florida on there every year like they did in the past. It's like the same thing with Michigan, Nebraska. I don't know how we didn't get Big Noon kickoff. I don't know. I don't know how it didn't happen. I'm at a loss for words. I'm honestly pretty upset about
Well, I'm telling you why we didn't. That is my theory for why we didn't get. Well, first of all, it was never going to be game day. It was never going to be game day, and the fact that they pulled Pat so early, like he was never going to be there. But the fact that it wasn't the CBS game or it wasn't the Big Noon game. This is NBC Peacock going directly at ESPN. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's a game in the same state as that event's taking place, I think matters as well.
Yeah, I think there's something to it, especially with it being all in state. Yeah, I'll give your conspiracy theory a 7.8. I think it's
that's better than I was expecting.
I think there's something there.
John says, how many points is not having McAfee here worth? I don't know if it's I don't think he really has that much of an impact. I'm just saying, like, he's by far their most vocal supporter of Indiana football. And so why would you, in the biggest day of Indiana football in the state, when the three teams are playing, two of them are playing each other and one of them's playing Illinois. It's
a top 10 team at home. Well, yeah. And they're also ranked, by the way. It's puzzling.
Very puzzling.
Yeah. Top 10. Colorado makes a good point. The program could really benefit from a top 10 win under the lights in front of a packed stadium. That would be a great look.
I agree. It's going to be an unreal day to be at Indiana University. Oh, my God.
You heard me say I got Peggy Goo tickets.
Yeah.
She doesn't come around Chicago too often, man.
I know, dude. Peggy's awesome.
No, I'm definitely going to be watching the game.
I thought Goose was in town that weekend.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's Chicago's the best. It's too many decisions to be made. It's too much. I wish I could be 3 places at once. Just one of those places.
You had good enough headphones and 2 screens, and maybe you can be. I speculated the Don Fisher game recap for this week was going to hit like crack. I was right. It did hit like crack. Those are awesome.
The Omar Cooper call, probably the highlight of it all.
Yeah. So good. So good.
He still got it. Still got his fastball.
Oh, dude, he's throwing 100.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely.
Oh, he's full of schemes, man. He's 102. Consistently.
Yeah, he's bringing heat.
No, Mizorowski. That's better.
Did you see Signetti's comment about crushing beers?
Yeah, apparently he cracks open one after a game. So
that was mad funny. Did you see?
That's the most human thing he's ever said in his time in Indiana.
Crimson Quarry wrote an article about speculating like what beer it was and got like a bunch of different opinions across the Indiana like burnerverse, including like B-Town Moose and Hoosier Commish and Martha the Mop Lady, among like other like personalities.
What do you think his beer is?
I saw the answer and I can't even remember it. But
the answer is confirmed?
Yeah. Somebody confirmed the answer.
We should track that down. How do we not make? We gotta track that down. We gotta get the answer. Chat. I need that answer ASAP. I'm gonna speculate though, since I'm new to the game. I didn't realize we were.
Yeah, go ahead.
For a guy like Sig, he's a Yinzer, old school, rugged. Probably goes Bud Light. Probably just keeps it simple. No? Is it more high end than that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is he an IPA man? Am I getting warmer?
I think you're getting warmer. I'm just trying to see if the answer is on Crimson Quarry's page. If not, then I'm just going to have to find it and post it later.
Hold on.
But popular choice in the article was Yingling.
Yeah, I Googled it. They're like Miller Lite, Coors Light, Rolling Rock, and Miller High Life. Oh, I'm dead.
While
He
you're
would,
looking that up, we got class of 2026 clash in high school. Jaden Williams, Walker Bryson. That would be Massillon, I think, is the school in Ohio, and Rabun Gap in Georgia, which is a top 50 team in the country. So those two guys took a picture after the game. That was dope. But to see those two compete on the same field in high school, knowing they're going to be teammates next year, very cool stuff.
very cool. Who won?
Rabun Gap whooped them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They're
Walker Bryson do? My boy.
I didn't see the stats, but he made a sick catch that I retweeted, and also Jade Williams had his first solo sack in that game.
Yeah, there we go.
17 tackles, no solo sack in that game, which is kind of crazy. So the solo sack comes in a different game, but he's getting busy.
Wolfpack D, baby.
He's getting busy, man. He gets busy. Big shout out to Miles Price, who shouted out his blockers after receiving a quote unquote like verbal game ball from Kevin O'Connell after Monday Night Football last night. That was dope in his NFL/Monday Night Football debut. Shout out to Miles Price.
Shout out to Miles Price. He fucked on my Bears, but
I was gonna say, as a pseudo Bears fan,
he looked good. He looked good, and they were talking smack over to him at the beginning, and he was holding his own, and he's finding himself a nice little spot in the league, and he's probably going to beat that NFL average of 3 years. Is what I'm alluding to. So good for him.
The guy's just such a great teammate. Oh, Rhett Lewis confirmed the beer on his podcast. Already forgot from the drive home from work. Yeah, Rhett Lewis podcasts are awesome, whether it's the Big Red Carpet or what's the other one that he does through Indiana football. But anything from Rhett Lewis is phenomenal stuff. So I'll have to catch that one later. The Starlight
Pitt Hoosier doesn't like how Don Fisher says no question about it all the time. You know, when you're a color guy, you gotta have a shtick, right? You gotta have your little thing. Like, you know how Collinsworth's like, here's a guy.
Now here's a guy.
That's Don Fisher's. No question about it.
Tony Romo's got
Omar Cooper, no question about it. He's gone off to the races. Yeah.
Tony's got I don't know, Jim.
I don't know, Jim.
Gene, what are you seeing here, Gene?
Gene, I need you. Oh.
Starlight Signetti batch is back for a limited time. That's what Hoosier Connect was alluding to today. So if you're a fan of the batch or didn't get a chance to grab it the first time, definitely go check that out. Do you want to talk about the AP poll, Brad?
Where are we? 23?
No, I just want to talk. Well, there was the voter that came out today and was basically like,
"Oh yeah, that's such a bad look."
Hold on, I got the beer for you. They're at the Colorado's got the beer for us. It says Two Hearted.
Never heard of it. All right, Sig, I see you. I see you.
No, we got it was Bell's Two Hearted. That was from Shepard. Appreciate it. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat coming in with answers.
Yeah,
Fat Boy is always on time. What's up?
That's why I love my chat. I lean on my chat. My chat is important to me, and I love you guys. Fuck, what was I looking at? Yeah, I mean, we could talk polls real quick. The fact that we're 19 in the coaches and 22 in the AP, that's what I call a significant disparity.
I didn't want to talk about the specific rankings. I just wanted to talk about the fact that a lot of people jumped all over this voter who basically came out and said like she puts her votes in based on she feels like it's fun and they all like even out eventually and there's a bunch of voters in it. The point of the AP poll is to take a survey of the writers to figure out where perception-wise these teams land.
Not so much writers, well-informed individuals. I think it's a better
way.
But
it's not even that. Like you look at who gets asked these questions or who has these who gets an AP vote, and somebody asked Josh Pate like, how do people get a vote? And he was like, wait till you see who has a Heisman vote. And it's just like, you have to put into perspective, like when I say these polls don't matter, they literally do not matter. They are not like educated rankings of these football teams. Like there's no possible way you can watch 130 Division 1 teams and rank them accordingly. It's just not possible. And so anybody who tries to tell you that this team is number 23 and that team's number 27 versus like 30, it's like we really just don't know, especially this early in the season. So the fact that everybody puts so much weight and so much stake into where somebody is in the AP poll, when everybody knows the AP poll is strictly for creating conversation and not to be relied on as like fact and as like the Bible. It's just like it puts into perspective. It's like these are the people voting on the poll. Like take that with a grain of salt.
It was only 26 years ago we were using the same poll to determine national champions before we implemented the BCS. How crazy is that? No, people don't take it serious anymore. I mean, it was used in the BCS formula. Coaches poll and APs included.
Absolutely insane. Formula. Absolutely insane.
And I've seen people talk about how they lost their vote during that era because, you know, there is a great importance of being an informed voter on those things because it does directly impact the competitive nature of the sport. Doesn't anymore, which is great, but or you know, debatable if that's great or not. Honestly, I'm actually a big advocate of the BCS. I think there's a lot of good checks and balances that come with a system like that. But yeah, we just can't be having uninformed people just lolly-dolling, you know, I'll just put, you know, oh, Kansas State, they got a cute mascot. I'll put them 15. You know, we can't be having that. All right.
Well, I'll literally say, like, I opted out of the BOCFB poll because I don't watch enough other teams. Like, I literally watch Indiana football. Like, I would not be able to properly rank the other teams, so I literally removed myself from the vote. Like, it's not that hard. But if you just want to be involved and want to get your opinion out there, like, I don't know. It's just we shouldn't use that as fact. We shouldn't base our opinions of these teams based on where the national writers rank them. We should go do our own research and see what the people on the beat are saying about the team and see how the talent stacks up and how the scheme stacks up. And then you make your evaluation based on football. But it's like to take the media's word drives me insane.
I've always seen the AP poll not even necessarily as a like ranking to say like this team's better than that team. It's more of like a merit based, you know, obviously that really doesn't come into play until November, you know, a merit based ranking that is based on not necessarily how good we think you are, but how well have you performed throughout the year, right? What does your schedule look like? Do you have quality wins? Are you beating all your teams on your schedule? Those are the things that matters, and that's wins. Like the more wins you get, the higher you go up on the AP poll, right? And if you lose the number one team in the country, you're not going to drop down that far, right? Only a couple of spots. So, I mean, that's how I always thought it went and should go. I mean, people have just really lost sight of that. I think a big reason of that is gambling. But that's a whole nother kind of topic.
Whole another can of worms.
On that. Yeah.
The other kind of cool thing, Brad, and I know correlation, causation, they don't exactly always go together, but I'm going to pat us on the back. Yesterday, Trevor Birch, who's been tweeting out the remaining tickets and percent sold metrics for Indiana football, tweeted out that Michigan State was 94% sold, UCLA was 93% sold, Wisconsin 87% sold. I tweeted out, who's joining me and you, Brad, at the UCLA game? And lo and behold, later today, Michigan State is now sold out. UCLA is now sold out. Limited availability for Wisconsin. That is now 7 straight Big Ten sellouts for Indiana. Looking at hopefully making that 8 very, very soon.
I love what I'm seeing. We're making a big impact. You know, that's all I've ever really wanted to do. You know, I'm just doing this for fun. Love the game. I don't want any credit. I don't want any flowers. I just come on here and I talk ball with you guys, and I have the time of my life.
But yes, John, we will meet at Nick's. Absolutely.
Yes, John. Of course.
The fabulous establishment of Nick's English Hut.
Yeah, I got a couple of those in my pantry as well.
And then right across the street to upstairs.
Yeah.
But I
gotta get to the game at some point,
No, we're talking Friday.
That's gonna be a late kickoff, though. Yeah.
It is. Well, I mean, Sig might want to punish UCLA, get them there early. Old 9 a.m. local kick for the boys.
Just get them done.
Competitive advantage.
Get these guys out of there. You don't want them sitting around all day waiting for.
Oh, Tino, you want to go to LA, Tino? How about you come back and play at 9 a.m.?
Get cooked.
Yeah. I brought it up to you, Brad, before we went on, but typically, like you like to see what like the sheer number of recruits and high level recruits that are popping in and out of Bloomington on any given game day. Sometimes there's just somebody that catches your eye though, and Gavin, I gotta get his name.
Your kicker? Are you talking kicker?
No, he's not a kicker. Gavin XL Coombs, nicknamed Mountain Monster, showed up on Indiana's sideline in a cowboy hat. I just thought it was epic.
I want him.
I thought it was epic.
I want him bad.
I haven't turned on any of the films.
Mountain Cougar?
Mountain Monster.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the Mountain Monster. I'll have one Mountain Monster, please. Thank you.
One Mountain Monster.
Blank check. There you go. Mountain Monster. Welcome to my ball club.
Yeah, Tino's definitely kicking himself right now. Brad, you want to take the floor on UCLA real quick? I wanted to, before we jumped into the.
I really don't want to talk about UCLA is the thing.
What's your panic level? Because I wrote down panic level.
It was 100 after the Utah game. Like what are you talking about? It was 100 out of 10 after the Utah game. It was just like, wow. We've lost to Utah before, but not like this. That is a whole different beast. And
100 out of 10
home either. My days. And yeah, then they lose to UNLV. Just pitiful. A team that struggled with Idaho State 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they were struggling with Idaho State. They're able to clamp Nico and Quasi Gilmer, and they can't do jack shit. And JV and Thomas, they not doing shit. And yeah, it's not looking good for just the whole program. You know, it's just not looking. None of it looks good.
I gotta say, there was some scary talk about UCLA on the timeline today about football quickly becoming irrelevant and that they need to do something soon before the Big Ten thinks about dropping them.
Yeah, that's a conversation that's about
6 months away.
20 years too late, maybe. I don't know. Like, holy shit, the amount of times I've heard stories of, the Deshaun Jacksons and the Marshawn Lynches of the world. UCLA is their top choice. Don't even look at them. Like, it's just insane the amount of, times they've denied a kid. They're a lot like Northwestern in that sense. The amount of times they've denied a kid for, academic reasons. They didn't think they'd be able to go to the school instead of, I guess that's where your priorities lie. And, that's your choice, right? And that's why I'm full-blown Indiana in all facets of sports, because they just don't, besides basketball and men's soccer and men's volleyball, they really don't care at all. I guess all the Olympic sports are pretty good over there still, but football is just a disaster class.
Do you want to give a quick shout to the Indiana men's soccer team, currently ranked number 1 in the coaches poll?
Number 1. So I maybe prematurely said they're in form, but because apparently in form means that they've played multiple games and they've won. But I was just calling it, master of the eye test. I was like, oh, they're in form now. I see it.
No, informed just means you're looking at a high level, at least in my opinion.
Lo and behold, yeah, no, they tied a Clemson team that was ranked 11 at the time. Go figure, Clemson's ranked 2 now. 1 and 2 already played each other, drew. And lo and behold, Indiana's on an absolute tear right now. They've beaten 3 ranked teams since that Clemson game. And they're, if you've ever followed IU men's soccer, you would know that they really don't get going until halfway through the year. So the fact that they're looking like this right now, I mean, that portal is really benefiting that ball club. That's all I'll say.
There's a lot of talk around
Eagles
that.
cooking.
There's a lot of talk around that team specifically because, like, we've seen, I think we saw 4 either like Final Four teams when we were in school.
We saw 3 College Cup teams, 0 wins, but we went to 3 College Cups in our 4-year span, if I'm not mistaken. Might be 2, but 2 or 3.
And lost in overtime and like
that Marshall game killed me. Oh my god, I thought that was it. I thought that was our year.
Stanford was tough.
Stanford was tough too. But that's always a tough matchup. I mean, Stanford's good. Like, but then we get like I'm looking at my chops at Marshall, and we can't get it done. Oh, devastating.
But there's a lot of chatter around this team specifically. While there have been a lot of really good Indiana soccer teams, that this team is really, really good.
This team is really, really good. You see it. You see it with the 6 goals they score.
Bangers. All right. I was going to ask you about a couple of these other teams, but I'll ask you about it after we talk about Indiana State. Let's talk about Indiana State, Brad. We got Mallory coming to town.
Yeah, we got Friday on what channel is this game on? FS1. Do we get FS1 again? No, BTN.
Big Ten Network. Okay.
BTN.
Friday night spot makes sense.
Yeah. BTN in Memorial Stadium. It's going to happen at 5:30ish, what have you. Taking on the Indiana State Sycamores. They're going to be coached by Kurt Mallory. If you guys remember the name, he's the son of Bill Mallory, a longtime legendary coach in Indiana who, in his first year, went 0-11. Go figure. Wow. And then, but he's known for going to 6 bowl games in about, 13 years, which in that era is considered the golden era, really, of Indiana football. We think Anthony Thompson, that Copper Bowl win in 1991, our last bowl win as a football program. Bill Mallory made all that. The funniest thing about this whole thing when I was doing my research is that we couldn't even get Kurt Mallory to go to Indiana. He played inside linebacker in Michigan. What's up with that?
That's tough.
What's up with that? Tom Allen at least got his kid. I mean,
Hey, Thomas Allen was an all-heart.
Maybe it wasn't as good as Kurt Mallory, but,
First team
the fact that you can't even get your own son to play middle linebacker for you, I mean, that's just crazy. But, a legend in rich Indiana ties with this guy. It'd be great to have him back. Unfortunately, Bill Mallory passed, as everyone knows, about 7 years ago in Bloomington, Indiana. And we got his son, keeping the legacy alive, coaching Indiana State. They're off to a 2-0 start this year. Big win over Eastern Illinois and McKendree, a D2 school. But they're looking 2-0 and they're rolling, and they're looking to keep their momentum going in Bloomington. What are the keys to the game? I'm sorry. I can't be serious about this.
It's definitely tough. I know they're missing their starting quarterback. He went down with an injury. He was a legitimate dual threat guy. I think he was on pace to run for 900 yards or something like that. But I don't know. You're laughing about it. We're laughing about it. It's not to be disrespectful to Indiana State, but like this can't be a game, guys. This has to be like a showcase. This is like a light practice with resistance. And again, this is going to come off as insanely disrespectful to Indiana
No one
State.
get hurt.
Don't, please, for the love of God. The first key to the game, obviously, is you have to dominate. You have to dominate. There are some metrics that don't look bad, but don't exactly jump off the page, right? Like the EPA versus in scripted calls versus non-scripted calls or whatever that is, and they could be in the upper right quadrant for that graph and they're on the upper left, right? So there's little things that this is a really good opportunity to make all of those little metrics that go into the FPIs and the schedule pluses and the things that people put into their models to determine if you're a good football team. Go put up a bunch of stats. Like Fernando Mendoza, go throw for 300 yards in the first half. Then none of the starters should play after halftime. They need to dominate this game.
I want it to look as much like Western Illinois last year as possible. I think
Purdue beat,
that's
and
the
I know
measuring
it's a different football team, but like
that's the
Purdue beat
measuring
this
stick.
team. Purdue beat them like 66-0 last year or something like that, right?
45-0.
45-0, like that.
They didn't win a single game the rest of the year. They beat them 45-0. This should look as much like Western Illinois as possible. They're really, if it doesn't, I'm gonna have questions. You know, I'm gonna have a few of them. Western Illinois did score a field goal last year, so I'm not gonna freak out if they get a field goal. So I'll give them that.
John says Bo called. I think he's talking about Bo Schembechler. See, I learned that last year from you, Brad.
Yeah. When I get my
Legendary Michigan coach.
yeah,
Nick
but
just says two Mallory kids went to
even
UM.
when Bo calls, like you're just gonna leave your pops hanging like that, you know?
And John says he thinks
I know Bo's a legend.
Doug Mallory. He says Doug Mallory is still coaching at UM.
Yeah, what are the keys to this game, you think?
Yeah.
Turnover
Key 1,
battle.
dominate. Absolutely dominate. No, turnover battle, nothing. Like literally dominate. That's the word. Number 2, freshman young guys showcase. I got to see these guys play. Like I want to see the second team defense play. Like you're talking about this lack of depth at safety. You're talking about that you're maybe a little bit worried about your linebacker depth. Like let's see what Paul Nelson's got in this game. Let's see what why am I spacing on the other linebacker, Quentin Clark. Let's see what Quentin Clark's got. Like let's see. Hopefully Byron Baldwin Jr. is healthy for this game. Like let's see Jalen Hollywood Bell on the outside. Let's see some of these younger corners. Like let's see the young guys rotated on the defensive line. Like there are a lot of guys I'm really excited for the future of Indiana football that aren't going to get the opportunity to showcase their talents this year just based on the way the depth chart set up that should have the opportunity to play in this game, whether they're redshirting this year or not. So I have to see the second team in this game for a really long time. Like I just do. I just do. I want to see Kobe Martin get like 15 carries in the second half. Like I want to see Sean Cuono get carries in this game. But I also, and this goes back to dominate. The first team offense needs to show relentless execution. Like if the first team offense isn't like execute, score, and doesn't look like a well-oiled machine, like don't pull them off the field. Like we can't be off time. We can't have these like big plays not be made because when you come to a team, and I'm not getting ahead of myself, that's closer to your level talent.
We have a Big Ten opener next week, so this is the tune-up. I'm not saying the name of the team we're playing. We have a Big Ten opener next week. That's what this is. It's tune-up. We got to score. Fat Boy 44 says we got to score every time we have the ball. We got to score a touchdown.
Full-blown agree.
Every time we have the ball. Score a touchdown. Put it in the end zone.
Radicic should only kick extra points in this game. And they just act like just relentless execution.
Quinn Warren and Jack McCarthy should just sit at home. I don't even want them.
Don't even show up.
I don't even want them to suit up. They don't need them. We're not punting all game.
And then number 3, mistake-free football. No drops, no stupid penalties, no busted coverages. I don't want to see a single person on Indiana State running with room. Like I don't want to see any yak. I don't want to see any like. I agree. Shep says Cash Herrera should see significant time. Yeah, I full-blown agree.
We could fly him out there for the game.
Well, he'll be playing on Friday night. Probably.
Let's get Jamison Purcell. I'll drive Jamie Purcell down myself.
Jamie Purcell will be in Bloomington the week after. Actually, he confirmed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's got to be mistake-free football. Like I can't have Signetti at the podium being like there are things we need to clean up after this game. Well, he's going to say that anyway, but I can't have him say that and mean it. Like it needs to. I need to see relentless execution, and I need to see a football team that is detail oriented and isn't going to make mistakes when it doesn't matter, so they don't make mistakes when it does matter. I got to see it. Let's see it.
I want 70-0. That's all I want. That's my game prediction. 70-0.
I think Sig has that number circled, that 77 number, that program record, and I think he wants to break it.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess. And so I'm going to say, was there a field goal in there? How do we get to?
77 is 11 touchdowns.
11 touchdowns. 12 touchdowns is so crazy. I'm going to say we get to 84. I'm going to say it's 84-0.
84-0. I like that. It's good.
Feels wild.
That's an over, I think. I think it's an over, I believe.
Yeah, this game can't be close.
Not at all.
And if it is close,
I mean, this team lost to South Dakota State 49-0. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, dude.
We got to figure this
gonna,
out.
no, I'm not worried about it. I'm really not worried about it. This is like we should come out of this football game going, this is exactly the team I thought we had going into the year. I can't wait to get on the field next week. PK says IU runs the ball too well to get into the 80s. Yeah, but when you're trying to make a statement and you can run for 75 yards a clip, you know,
Roe Hardy picked 6 in there. Thought we had a Roe Hardy touchdown last week. We're so close, but we're so close. But
do you have a game prediction? Maybe like this happens or this guy. I think we get LeBron Bond's first career touchdown.
That's a good pick. That's probably where I would have leaned. I
think we get Sean Cuono first career touchdown.
You know what? I want to see Kamara get like a quick 3 sacks and then just bench him after the first quarter. You know, that's what I want to see. That's what I want.
Yeah, we need.
I don't think
let's get some. Let's stat pad, guys. Like use these games to boost the numbers, fellas.
Boost the numbers. Not going to help with your NFL film, but you know, it's definitely
no. This is to get loose and have fun.
Yeah, get all the jitters out. You know, like confidence boost going into that Big Ten opener against that other team. Charlie Becker over 100 yards. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Unrealistic, but I don't hate it. Fuck. What's another good pick? Let's do Solomon Van Horst offensive touchdown. How about that?
Oh, I love it.
That's what I want. 18. Get him the ball. It's basically a senior night, you know?
Yeah. Davion Chandler, first career reception.
Solomon Van Horst kick return touchdown.
Whoa.
Like that?
Mekhi Jackson.
Where is Mekhi Jackson?
Mekhi Jackson, 30-yard, at least a 30-yard catch.
Yeah.
I don't know where Mekhi Jackson is, Brad. I got to be honest. He was out there with the second team offense, actually. But he was he's like the 6th receiver right now.
Interesting.
Like Becker and Bond are definitely ahead of him. And Brady is too.
Brady's definitely ahead of him. Yeah, that's surprising to see. I mean, that's a guy that got 700, 800 yards last year on an App State team that was pretty good. So it comes to show you kind of the depth that this team does have. And, you know, just got to see a little bit more on the field. I mean, we saw flashes of it last week. You know, let's just continue that progression that I keep talking about. You know, beat a team by 70. You know, you're going into Illinois. It doesn't matter who you're playing next week. You know, you're feeling good, feeling confident going into it. So, yeah.
Yep. Do you want to talk about the slate?
Yeah, we could run through the slate. It's not the best slate.
It really isn't.
It really ramps up next week, but
I personally really like this Clemson Georgia Tech game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we like it. Oh yeah, we like it. That makes me feel nicey. Clemson, Georgia Tech plus 3.5. Hello.
Is what's his name healthy? Haynes King.
Hi. Haynes King.
Is he healthy?
Better be. Shoot him up. Give him whatever he needs. Get him in there.
Alabama hosts mighty Wisconsin.
That is upset alert. Alabama hosts Wisconsin in the SEC Big Ten rubber match. I think we got a shot. We got a chance. That's all I'm saying. I think we got it. You know, plus 21.5 is a great number. That's all I'll say. That's a good, solid number. It's good number to bet on. Oregon Northwestern Big Ten opener, big noon kickoff.
It's me a slaughter.
Yeah, it's almost like it feels like you're taking the horses to the glue factory on this one. That's what it feels like. Because every week Northwestern did it again. They complained about the NIL shit with Oregon again. They already lost.
Did?
Yep.
I don't feel bad. See, I don't feel bad for them in the slightest. Not even in the littlest bit do I feel bad for that university.
Yeah, David Braun was like, take away their Nike deal and their yada yada. What are they? It's like
Oh, a
probably
very
still,
well coached football team
probably
with a lot
still
of really
Oregon with
good
Peyton
players.
Manning and some really good players.
Like, listen, I'll full blown hand up and be like, I thought Oregon was going to have a down year. I'm not going to go as far as to
That was me
disrespect
too.
the entire football program. Like, you watch them play, and like, I don't understand how you watch them play for 2 weeks and not just be like, yeah, that's a good football team. Like, we're going to have our work cut out for us. Like, the fact that you need to be like, no shit, they spent money. Like, what are you talking about? 40 football teams across the country spent money. Like, you had the same option. You could have spent money. Actually, well, maybe not Northwestern, but get fucked. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You like these are who can it, dude? Like, you're playing Oregon. You're not expected to win. Nobody's coming out of this game being like, I can't believe Northwestern didn't put up a better fight against Oregon. Like, everybody knows. But then you go out and say it, and it just sounds like you're whining. You're just giving fuel to a team that needs none of it.
That's a good way of saying it, honestly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, so let's not do that.
No, Oregon's going to be good. And while we were having our fun with Oregon when we could speculate, we can't speculate anymore. We're watching football, and it's a football team that's executing at a high level.
Georgia at Tennessee. Good old classic SEC East matchup. Good old fashioned rivalry there. Joey Aguilar taking on Gunnar Stockton. Good little top 15 matchup in the SEC. Are these teams actually top 15? I'm not sure. But
Tennessee flew up the rankings after here's what I can't believe I didn't bring this up yet, but I was listening to the beginning of Michigan and Oklahoma, and the ESPN broadcast opens talking about Oklahoma basically being like, Oklahoma played an FCS opponent last week, but they were a good FCS opponent. And it's just like, are you like, all right, guys, like, no shame. Just no shame at all. Ooh,
I didn't even see that part. That's insane.
You'll have to let us know what that atmosphere is like. I'm sure that place is going to be absolutely rocking.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time, Fat Boy. What else we got? Oregon State, Texas Tech. That's going to be a slaughter. Yep. Oh, the Bulls. My Bulls. Ooh. My Bulls go to Miami down the road.
Can they swing the scythe again?
Can they win the Florida State title with a win over Miami?
That would be so insane. Well, they play Florida State too, no? Do they play all of them?
USF?
Yeah.
I'll say you beat Florida and Miami. I'll just give it to you at that point. You know, especially if like Miami goes in and beats Florida State at some point this year. I don't think USF plays Florida State.
No, you're right. That would be a monstrous. I mean, this already is kind of look at this non-con schedule.
They started with Boise State and then they beat Florida. They should be a top 10 team. Like,
I didn't have any I know people had issues with the poll, and I have my issues with the poll. I didn't have any problem with them being ranked where they were. Like that's and like you said, for the first half, they didn't have their starting quarterback. Like, that's a good football team.
They're really good. I like Grealish too, and the fact that he's able to hold his quarterback accountable and wait in the dormitory for his starting quarterback to come back from the frat party and then suspend.
No, that was fake, dude. That was fake.
Serious?
Yes.
I got duped?
Yes.
I got duped.
I was about to say, I'm pretty like Browning definitely played in that game.
Damn.
That was fake. Yeah.
I got duped. Take it back. I take it back. That didn't happen.
It was the college football version of Centel.
Fuck. God damn it. Shit.
Why would the starting quarterback at USF live in the dorm?
You know, I thought maybe shit's weird over there. You know, that's what I thought. I was like, maybe shit's weird. You know, maybe they got all the players living in dorms. You know,
he's probably making a band, dude. At least he's making a bunch of money.
Sue me.
They spent $1.9 million on high school recruiting.
That's embarrassing. We gotta cut that one out.
I don't release the. This is just for the live show. I mean, this ends up on the live part of the YouTube, but this doesn't end up repurposed into clips.
Okay. Good. Arkansas at Ole Miss. Kalen
Ole
Green's
Miss,
playing some good football if anyone's paying attention over there at Arkansas. And Ole Miss is still kind of on the on the and Ole Miss is kind of, Austin Simmons is playing good too. That's gonna be a good ball game. That's gonna be a fun one. Check that one out. Florida at LSU. LSU should take care of business there, to be honest. And then
so
God,
clip that chat. Clip that.
most in this chat. I'm not even looking at it anymore. No more chat. I called you
Florida
guys
LSU.
best friends like 30 minutes ago.
Florida LSU went from being like an epic potential top 10 matchup to like Florida might not be good at all. Like they look terrible against the Long Island team and then lost to USF.
Yeah, LSU should take care of business there.
Fat Boy says Florida money line. Ooh.
No weeks off in the SEC. South Carolina against Vanderbilt. Ooh, watch out.
Well,
And then
A&M or Notre Dame.
A&M.
Notre Dame could be 0-2. That would be hilarious.
Would they be out?
No.
I mean, they'd have to win out.
They'd have to win out. They play USC, who's USC criminally not ranked right now. But
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is actually the craziest thing of all the poll talk that we had. Like, how are you throwing Auburn and Missouri in there? We're going to sneak in Auburn and Missouri, but, USC's blowing everyone out by 60. We're not even acknowledging.
I don't know. Auburn had a road win at Baylor. Missouri had a winning or in a rivalry game. I'm with you. That's a team that they should have figured out how to get in there. But like most people aren't watching those teams play. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I watched that game, but I'm looking at the box score and I'm listening to the chatter around those teams, and like it's a little bit different than it was in years past. Like there are some good things happening there.
It's that East Coast bias slipping, and people don't watch the Pac-12, and Pac-12 is playing great ball the whole time.
Did you see we're getting Big Ten After Dark at some point? I don't know if it's this week or
USC, Michigan State. Michigan State's going to the Collie. I think that's next week.
Yeah, it is. It's next week. That's awesome. I'm pumped. I'm so glad it's Big Ten After Dark. Like I love Pac-12 After Dark. Just like random football game on at 11 p.m. Like it's awesome.
Just watching Cal and Arizona going to quadruple.
Now these games are gonna matter. Like Michigan State, USC is gonna be awesome. Aiden Childs just going out there trying to sling it, figure it out.
Yeah, he might.
This is a
coach just figure it out. It's a homecoming for the kid too, LA guy. So something to note.
And it's a coaching staff that's familiar with the Pac-12.
Jonathan Smith has game plan for a Lincoln Riley defense before, or an offense before. So
we're not getting ahead of ourselves. John says, "How short of a leash is DeBoer on in Alabama?" Well, according to them, they don't have any money, so his leash is. They'd like to say it's short, but it's pretty long. They can't pay his buyout, apparently. I'd be stunned if that was the truth, but according to all of their fans and anyone who's ever played for them, they're broke. So,
how?
I don't know. Ask AJ McCarron, but he apparently saying they can't pay that buyout.
That's so funny.
$70 to $80 million buyout is utterly ridiculous, though.
Yeah, I would advise against putting yourself in that sort of situation too as a university.
It's a good job by his agent to negotiate that.
Great job by his agents. He's going to keep that job, and he's probably going to turn it around. Honestly,
yeah, he's probably going to be fine.
I think they just need to reset expectations over there in Bama a little bit, and just try to make a playoff instead of trying to freak out at every week. Well,
Saban had like 3 losses against ranked teams in his entire tenure or something like that, and then DeBoer, unranked 4. Yeah, DeBoer already has more or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely culture shock. Fat Boy says they gave us many men after Thunderstruck. Shock nobody talked. I honestly didn't even know that was. I didn't know that was confirmed until just now. I had no clue. It's hard. The audio doesn't come through well on the Twitter clip, so it's hard for me to even tell what song's playing. But that's awesome. Part of me thought they were gonna kind of back pocket Many Men and break it out next week, but I like it.
No, just keep it streamlined the whole year, you know?
Any closing thoughts on this week, Brad?
Any closing thoughts on this week? No, it's a short week. We got a Friday game, so that should be pretty fun. And we got a full Saturday to kind of just watch the rest of the country, which is kind of nice. And yeah, I'm just excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the boys blow out a team. I think it'll just be healthy for all of us to watch. And yeah, I'm really hoping for that 70 ball. Because if I don't get it, I'm gonna have questions depending on how it went. Like, I'm gonna be looking at that game very closely. Very closely. If I see any slip up, calling it out on the show.
And it's the Larry Bird revenge game. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit on Sunday, but Larry Bird was an Indiana Hoosier for like a month. Famously clashed with Bobby Knight, transferred to Indiana State. The rest is history. He didn't even get issued a jersey number at Indiana. I digged and tried to find one. I was like, I'm gonna be the only kid at Indiana with a Larry Bird jersey. I'm like, don't you think people may have thought about that one before? But freshman brain, right? You don't know. Yeah. So I tried. I looked. We didn't get it. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Follow us. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. Follow us at Indiana VOCFB on Twitter. You can follow me at Alec Keyser. Follow Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We've got merch, vocfb.com/shop. Check out the Indiana section. I'll have an article coming out on vocfb.com about the night game tomorrow. Yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll have outro music at some point. Brad requested that at the beginning of the show, so we'll have an outro video at some point. So it won't just be Brad and I being like, "See you guys later."
Yeah, no, this is the part where we kind of sit here and wait for the stream to end, and yeah, this is where we really need an outro. Keys.
Don't worry, I'm on top of it. I'm on top of it.
Yeah,
I'll be back with a recap on Friday night. Brad, me and you are gonna have to. We're gonna do Sunday anyway, or are we gonna do Saturday morning? What do you want to do?
let's do Sunday.
Okay. All right. I'll be back with a recap on Friday night, and we'll be live Sunday. Sweet. Appreciate you guys hanging out.
Peace.
Peace.
And outro.